want to talk for a minute about the problem list, because if you're working with the problem-oriented medical record, the problem list is critically important. Everything starts with the problem list. It's like the table of contents. It's like the index. When you know a patient's problems, every problem, and you list them, and then when you do an assessment plan of every problem, that's really the key to documenting well, and it's also the key to being a high quality physician, because how you document determines how you think, and how you think determines what kind of care you provide. And it all starts with that problem list. After you've done the history and the physical, you develop a number of problems. The problem might be chest pain, the problem might be heart failure, but the problem might also be, hey doc, I'm a little depressed, I don't feel so well, or hey doc, I have this little hangnail on my toe. Everything's a problem that needs to be solved. And it may not be an important problem in terms of they're going to die from it, but it's important to that patient. And unless you break the patient down into their problems, you can't really care for them all that well. And it's not about breaking people down into components, it's about breaking them down into the problems, handling every problem, and then building it back up in how they all interact with each other and how it interacts with that patient. So you have to break them down, build them up, and you have to think about it from those two different perspectives. But problem lists are critically important. And as you remember, when we talked about the history of the physical, when we talked about the progress note, when we talked about the discharge summary, when we talked about consultation notes, everything is based on the problem list, because the problem list is your opportunity to link all the dots together. How do they relate? How do they interact? And what does that mean? Because anybody can do an inventory, anybody can list a bunch of problems, but it takes a physician, a good physician, to be able to find the connections and find the patterns and then come up with a diagnosis and come up with a treatment plan. And the problem list is critically important to doing this.